It's also important to understand the challenges, and I think, what Ella and Philippa were mentioning, this is a different group and you need to think about it in a different way and not underestimate the challenges. Now, the challenge, why don't returners get back in normally? Why did we find when we started talking to leading firms in all sorts of sectors that actually there are tiny numbers of people in big organisations who have taken longer than maybe a year out on maternity leave or travelling? And the reasons are there are challenges from an individual perspective and from a structural perspective. Now, from an individual perspective, when you've been out for a number of years, there is a real erosion of what we call professional confidence. So it's not this is a bunch of very timid women out there, but there is something about your professional identity where it's really easy to write yourself off when you haven't done this job for a number of years. So the sort of comments we get are, I've no idea how to get back, I've no idea whether anybody will want me, this real sense of sort of writing yourself off. So that's point one. Point two, from an individual perspective, is you just try your traditional channels. You might approach the recruitment agencies, the headhunters who used to contact you, and in the vast majority of cases, they're not interested anymore. You're seen as too risky a hire. And this is what we see from a business perspective. And this is some of the challenges and what you need to sort of think about up front. Are the challenges of bringing people into an organisation, even those who have fantastic CVs, if they don't have this recent experience? And that's because we do have a bias in recruitment against people who don't have recent experience. And actually it's one of those biases we're allowed to have. We're allowed to say, we can't say you're too old, but what we can say is we're picking a candidate with more recent experience. So it's a very explicit bias. And this is the problem that returners find. Is that, again and again and again, they feel like they're sending the CV into a black hole because, they are put in the too risky hire pile. And this is what you will find when you speak to a lot of the hiring managers within organisations. And this is what we hear classically, I need somebody who can hit the ground running. It's this real sort of short-termism view. And it's understandable when everybody's busy, they're under pressure, they want to pick the least risky candidate. As we know, frankly, this is a challenge for bringing all forms of diversity into an organisation.